Okay. Oh, that's not how you bowl. Nope. That's not how you do that. Okay, a little bouncy and not quite. Okay, you've seen the mistake right here. Now, the reason why bowling is like a basic four-step approach. It's not like you do when you hold your ball and then hold it with your arm and like you can't do like that. Now the mistake is when a person does a routine. Now normally if I have my own instinct, like for example I use my own ball, okay, I'll take it like this. Now pretend it's your ball, okay, like okay, say okay, this is like your ball, okay. Now I see a lot of mistakes at that time when they bowl. When you bowl like this and you do whatever step you can, this is not how you do it. When you go like this, 1, 2, 3, and then you hold your leg like that, that's not how you do it. You roll like that and you cannot do it. It's your position. That is the wrong way you do it. Now the only basic step on your four-step approach is when you hold the ball like this. Okay, now my bowling buddy Sean Rash knows how to bowl like he did in his own PBA years, and I bowled with him back in 2008 as a program partner. But I know him, he knows me 16 years later. So, what he does, when he does his approach, he does like this. I was like 1, 2, 3, 4. Now 1, 2, 3, 4. You hold your arm extended as a parallel. The parallel goes to this side right here only. And then when you do like that, and then swing around your position, and then roll it off as you're like the upper approach. That's what you need to do. So the best way you do it is you're going to do a four-step approach. It's the real basic training skill that no other professional bowler does. So now for all of you left-handers, you could do that too. But it's like you are what you are. Then your left-handed can be like 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you power ride like this, and then you go like this, and then swing right on that direction on the left side, like left side of your ball. But your right hand is going to be parallel too. Like Mike Garby, he does it. He's amazing. Earl Anthony, he does it. The one and only Johnny Petraglia, he does it too. So the best way you do it is just to keep doing it as a cycling of your approach. And when you go to this figure step right here, and it's like you have to put your basically on your thing. If you're on right, you go like this. Here's like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now it's like 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the best way you do it. And you count it like this, and you go back there. And then what you need to do is to go back like 4 steps behind of the basic approach, which is your dotted position. That's the best way you do it. Simple as that. So I'm telling you, when I bowl with a lot of confidence, people is like, oh, you go right to the foul line. You got to do that. You got to learn your basic approach. You got to make your basic dotted. So I say by arrows. The best way you got to do is just put it by arrow. That's it. Simple as that. Now, the next way you do it, if you would put it by arrow, you know the basic. You only have to do is to look at the dotted lines, but you have to look at the arrows just right there. When you point to this first arrow, then and then the middle, and then hit this one, and then the second one is like the other gut position, and then the other one. Now the best way you do it is to stay away from the drier approach. The approach is when it's dry on the part of the lane, it's like left and right. You have to make adjustments to make your approach as simple. But when it became the foul line, you gotta be careful when you go to that one. Therefore, if you go to that and you slide that one off on the like the end of the arrow and then the first of the arrow like there, that's gonna cause him to make a friction out of the thing and goes real off to the side right here, and you won't get enough carry on that if you're left-handed. But if you're right-handed, this is what you do. Put on the right-hand side, then right on that dotted position, right on the arrow, then you have to make sure your adjustment is coming out in that direction. But everybody wants to do like your straight arrow, straight approach. But that's why if I was Bill Soper, what Soper does it, he does it. Norm Duke, okay, that's not bad. Johnny Petraglia, he does his left, but he knows his curve. And Earl Anthony, when he does his left, he knows his curve. But it's the best way you just to make sure that if you're wood, you're on the wood lanes or it's synthetic, it doesn't matter what lane you're on in position, you gotta get that thing right on the spot here. So I would just make it a 4-step or a 5-step or a 6-step, but if you go back to the line, but if you go way back on the, like, okay, here is, for example, I cannot do this, but I just make, for example, if you go like this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then look what happened. I think a little bit of mistake on the part right here, but it's okay. Once you do it as a cycle of getting your approach done, but can you do like, okay, well, 5 steps, you go like this on your foot, then you go like this, 1, 2, and then look out. Here, do this again. If you're going to do this, just do it like this. If you're on the right hand, but you go 1, 2, but if you go on this, if you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then your 5, 7, you just keep rolling right down the lane, and then you're okay. But if you be careful, if you're a 6-stepper, you gotta be very careful. Don't do too much of the steps right here. Learn your basic steps in your own approach. That's the best way to do it. It's a drug, okay? Your approach is like a drug. When you do it, you have to make sure you get your mind focus and your stability into the lane. When you get into that ball, hold it right there. If you don't get that, you don't get the next approach right here. But don't make a mistake of what you're doing. So learn the field steps and learn the right way. Don't hold it like you're trying to bend it in your position and like on your leg and then in your own position, you're just trying to put your toes right there. Like, I would always do that. That's the only way I do this is you can't just put your toe right on that side, and then you're gonna overbend it because you're gonna lose your balance of that one. Just the best way to do it, use your skill, power your arm. That's the best way in the whole step. Okay, it's just like you're pointing towards like north, east, south, west, but that's the west you do it. Here, this is what I do. Your side is the west side. The best way to do is point to the west side. Hold it right there. Put the west side right here. Now, that's part if you're a right-hander. That's the west. Now, if you're the east side, you're the left-hander, you have to point to the east side. And then you ball like that. And then go to the side and roll it like that. That's the east side. Now, if you don't do it, now you point to the wrong side, that's the north side. When you do that, that's the wrong side. If you go on this side and you put it on this side, and you bend your position, you go on that side. That's not how you ball. Just make sure the basic approach, the basic steps is to put your side like Nelson Burton Jr. did when he say, follow this side right here. Make sure you're touching the apex of the swing. Best thing in the entire world. don't make a mistake. Use a follow drill. You gotta do it because following drill is the most key of going to your striking position. If you have one thing and one mind, simply because you got professionals and trainers like my one and only Ferry Quarry, Daniel Ewan, that's right, Norm Duke, and Sean Rash. They are my favorite bowlers, but they know how to take it to the top of teaching you how to become an average professional bowler. And you gotta do it. So, if you do it, go do that side, and then put it right where it is. Don't make a mistake when you bend your position in here. You gotta make sure you're on position just like you need. Just follow the dots right here into your regular approach, right where the bowling rack is at. The bowling rack is right there. You can't just put it right on the side right here. So, if I were you, learn your techniques and make it real fine. So, here's a drink to everybody if you get dehydrated.